Hello, my name's Steve. This is Austin, and we are going to uh, go into depth about the Google Business Profile, the hardest part for everybody, and that is, should I be a generalist or should I pick a niche? And it is the one thing that holds people up from starting their business. They do not know where to go on this, and we're going to help you with that. So there's two types of niches, so to speak, we're going to look at. And one of them would simply be, I'm going to work only with plumbers. I'm going to work with hair salon people. I'm going to work with roofers. That's one type. And there's another type that is specific to an area, and which works very well too. Whatever town you live in would be a great place to start with that. If you live in a town that or a city that's huge, such as New York City, LA, you might have to break it down somewhat. But the point is, you can become and will become the Google Business Profile expert in your little niche. And this is something that I've learned even from going to the doctor. That when you go to your general doctor, your primary care physician, you pay some kind of a payment, maybe $5, $10 of a co-payment, maybe 20, whatever it is. But if you go to a specialist, now you've got to open your wallet and pay much bigger. Maybe it's 20, 50, 100, whatever it is. But you've got to open up that wallet and pay big because you're going to the specialist, the one who knows a lot about that topic, and you have to pay extra for that. Well, we are telling you that that's exactly what you should do for your Google Business Profile business. You need to specialize. And specializing can be specific to like an industry, or I'm going to have Austin explain to you how you can do this in a town or city that works every bit as well, and maybe even better because you get a head start. You already know some people there.
Okay, so for example, I have Port St. Lucie here. This is a good example of like a small, medium-sized city. You don't want to go like a small town where it's like pointless because there's only a couple of plumbers, or you don't want to go. If I went a little bit south on I-95, I'd end up in Miami. There's just too much competition there. Port St. Lucie is a good example. It's a medium-sized town. It's got some competition, but not too much. So, for example, like you can just go through random businesses in your town and find any that need help. Like this guy, he's got a lot of reviews, so he's doing something right, but he could improve his categories a little bit. Just plumber, I mean, that's a good category. That should be your main one, but he could add some secondary ones, definitely improve. You also get some good connections. Like you can go to the local business meetings. Like anyone you know in your small town, you already have a good connection there. It's like people will a lot more likely to hire your services if they know you and trust you. So it's just a good opportunity. Just you don't want to go like too niche. So if you're gonna niche a category, you would not want to go local. You want to go national. Like for example, there's a Simpsons episode where he opens a left-handed shop in the mall and it doesn't work because there's like no market. But if he ran a national like store for left-handed people, that would have worked because it's very niche. So if you're looking for left-handed items, you would look there. But if you opened a dollar store in the mall, it probably would have been successful because you're targeting more like a localized population and just with general stuff. So that's the analogy I was thinking of. If you want to take it away.
All right, and Austin and I actually started a business such as this, and we did a directory for our town, and we built it up that way, and we were able to get some business off of their directory, and so that's something I would also recommend there. Let's look at niching down on specific things such as plumbers. And plumbers are an excellent niche. They're not very good with Google Business Profiles at all. You'll find errors among their stuff all over the place where they could do a better job. But they get hit a lot. Plumbers, roofers, HVAC people get hit a lot with marketers. So they they're a little bit harder to break into. And but if you can somehow get a local one, find one and get started and have some results, that'll get you your national recognition. But niching down and specializing is where people make their big money at in these businesses. If you're just a generalist, you are not going to make 1,000 a month from a business. You're going to be more at $100, $200, because you're a generalist. We can find generalists everywhere. Generalists compete with price. If you're a generalist, I can go to freelancer.com. I can go to Fiverr. I can find people that do what you do, and I'll pay less. And you'll have to compete with the price because everybody else is doing that. But if you specialize in hair salons, you specialize in whatever it is that you pick, and it's probably something you already know something about or you're good at, and you can talk to those people, you can relate to those people, now you become a specialist and now you command more money. I can't go to Fiverr and say that I need to find a specialist in this because I can't find one. I've got to come to you because you're the one that can do this job right. So that's where it makes the difference, and that's where you can make the big bucks. And we're going to be doing this over the course of 100 days, and we'll talk about how much you can charge, how much businesses are willing to pay, and some of it depends on where you're at, and we'll talk about that. But for the most part, these businesses that where they charge a lot, such as plumbers, roofers, and all that, they're making a lot even in the small towns. They're doing very well. They can pay you. So we'll talk all about this, but for now we wanted to give the overview, and we've got a lot of days to narrow this down. Thank you for being with us, and we will talk to you tomorrow.